Hey everyone, this is Dave's Gaming Cave, and I'm Dave. Today we're going to be doing a playthrough of Phantom Leader, the Vietnam Air War Solitaire Strategy Game, Deluxe Edition from Verssen Games, and I'll also be using components of expansion number 1 for this game, which recently came out. So a couple things we want to go over before we get started here real quick. First thing I'll point at is right here. This is just a sheet from Board Game Geek. It gives you a layout of an air base or an aircraft carrier. You can download them and print them. Does not come with the game. What I used was one for Da Nang Air Base, and it gives you spots to place your planes, your individual planes, if they get shaken or if they get unfit. You have places for them. It keeps track of the days of the campaign. It's kind of handy, so I don't have to have counters piled up here in front of the board on top of cards and all those things. Okay, so with the expansion we gained a few things. One of the things that we gained were pilot skills. So these are skills that you can buy for your pilots. You can purchase them for 3 SO points if that's what you choose to do. And we're going to go over what I did there in a few minutes. For this campaign, I decided to do, here I'll pull this up here. I decided to play with the Marine Operations, United States Marine Corps, 1966, and this is they give you a nice overview of the game. Really what it boils down to is a few things here. One, you only use the A4 Skyhawk and the Navy F4 Phantom IIs aircraft types, and for this campaign. When you select your squadron, depending on the length, and in this case I've decided to play with the long campaign. So on the long campaign, you have your starting aircraft types. You get 1 newbie, 2 green, 6 average, 2 skilled, and 1 veteran. But with this particular campaign, we select 2 fewer of the average pilots. So instead of 6 average, we'll only have 4. So instead of 12 pilots for the long campaign, we'll only have 10 on this campaign. We also remove all SA2 counters from the enemy forces, and we also remove the following event cards: bandits, SAM sites, B-52 strikes, and show of force. And then the final thing that we do is we subtract 1 from the number of aircraft allowed to fly each mission. So that's how we set up for this campaign. It's a long campaign. And then, so I do all those things. And then when I get to the point where I got to select my squadron, what I did was I took all of the aircraft counters for the A4 Skyhawks and the F4 Phantoms. I put them in a cup, I mix them up, and then I randomly draw my squadron. Now by randomly drawing, I gain 18 SO points to my campaign. So, you know, some people, they like to pick the pilots they want to fly, and they kind of stack the deck, I think, sometimes. Here, I'm getting what I get. And I pick them in the order. So I pick 1 newbie, I draw a counter, that's my newbie pilot. I draw 2 counters, those are my green. I drew 4, those are my average, and so on. So this is how I selected which pilots and what skill level. So I didn't control, even out of the pit mix of picking 10 planes, I didn't then go through and go, I want this one to be my skill pilot. I took them the way they are, and I think by doing the random thing, that really gives a flavor to the game and something that you don't have as much control of. You got to play with the pilots that you get. It's a little bit, hey, that's the way life is sometimes. You play with the deck, the hand that you're dealt with. Also, there's an option with your SO points that you can promote pilots, but again, I don't like to do that because I think the pilots should earn their promotion. So yes, I got a newbie pilot. Yes, you know what? I need to get him out on some missions, get his skill up, and get him promoted that way. Again, that's my preference, and that's the way I like to play. So that's what I did. I go through and I did not promote those pilots. One of the other options that we're getting during this game are the skills. So again, I could just go through and go, hey, I'm going to buy skills for every pilot, and I'm going to pick which skills they are. But to keep the randomness so that I got to work with what I have, what I did was I went through and I rolled a die for each pilot. And I said, if it's an even number, I'll buy him a skill. And if it's an odd number, I won't. Well, it's funny, out of the 10 dice rolls, I had 8 that were even. So I had 8 skills that I purchased. And then out of those skill sets, those pilots, I randomly drew what skills they got. Some of them helped me, some of them don't. So some of them, in this case, in this campaign, there are no bandits. But I drew 2 skills for 2 of the pilots that are actually good for air-to-air combat, which I won't have any on this campaign. So I paid for a couple skills that I won't be using. But again, that's okay because that's part of the game. The last thing I want to talk about is in the target deck. So the new target deck that they gave us, see if I can find one real quick. The new target deck is here, and these give you, this was a complete set of 42 cards, just like in the old deck. With the old deck, and this is not going to be the greatest example because I didn't go through here and find one, but with the old deck, there were a lot of times, there was a lot of description down here, such as secondary explosions, inflict 1 extra hit against the target each time the target inflicts 3+ hits. So, and then the politics, the number of planes that you could use, all of those, the approach sites, everything was different. The only thing that really didn't change was the victory points for that particular target. On the new ammunition depot, for that target, it changes this, it changed the politics, it gave you a different amount of planes, the victory points are there, and in this description, it might have said secondary or scramble or something like that, or it just said, in a couple cases, there's nothing there. So it changed that. So what DVG did was, they said, we're going to give you a second set of targets. You don't use them both on the campaign, but they represent different days of activity during a campaign. So now what I did was I took all the targets that I needed here from the campaign. I took all of the ones that you're supposed to go through and pick out. There's 22 of them. And I put them on the table and I rolled a die and I said even, I keep it, odd, I swap it out. And I put in the new one from the expansion pack. So it kind of mixed up my deck a little bit, which is cool. And now I have a second set of targets that are in there reflecting the different days. So it can change up how you've played the game in the past if you've already owned the game and you've been playing it some. So I think it adds a little more flavor, and so that's where we're at. So now we'll move into the mission and see how it works out. Okay, so the first thing we do is draw our target cards, and because our recon says that we get 2, then we'll draw 2 target cards to see what we get to choose from. Target number 1, ground support. It's target number 11 here in Vietnam, in South. And the second target, AAA sites. Ooh, not my favorite one there. We only get 2 aircraft for the AAA sites. Here we get 3 for the ground support. We need 12 plus hits. I think well I think we should go after the 3 AAA sites. Don't know why I say think that, but that's what we're going to do. Set my discard over here for later on. Next thing we do, select target, which we did. Move the politics counter. We move it 1 to the right because it's a politics of 1. Okay. Now we determine and place sites. So we draw, and it is 1 on the approach of each approach. So we start with the north. We have an infantry. We have a Zu-23. The east, the south approach is another Zu-23. I don't know if I'm so far doing okay there. This is the nasty one. The M1939. It has a high and a low ability, so it can get us no matter where we're at. And then we need 3 S60s and 2 more of the Zu-23s. Let's see if I can find these. There's the S60. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. We need 2 more of the Zu-23s. There's 1 right here. Oops. And we need 1 more right here. So there's 3. So that's what we're up against right there. Okay. Because this has a range of 1. This has a range of 1. We need to set this, see what his rate's going to be, and that's his way he fires. So the only places he can hit us are here and here. And the only place we can get him is when we're in that square or coming from this direction. So that's really a good draw for that one. Okay, we now have to assign our pilots. So everybody's available, which is good. I need 2 pilots, and I really need guys that are strong on the ground attack. Preacher's a +2, so he's a possibility. Backfire's a +2. Stargazers. So all these guys are A4s so far. Bat Dog's a +2. Anybody else that's better than that? Nope. So out of those 4, I think we'll take Stargazer. He's a +2, and he's a A4. And we'll take Bat Dog. He's an F4 Phantom. So we have Bat Dog. He has a skill of relief. We have Stargazer. He has the skill of fresh eyes. Okay, so what does that mean? Relief. If you destroy 3+ sites or bandits during a mission, all other pilots flying this mission suffer 1 less stress. So that's good. That's what Bat Dog gives us. And fresh eyes is good on air-to-air attacks. So, oops, sorry. It's add 4 to your first air-to-air attack. So we're not going to get any benefit from that. Okay, assign pilots, arm aircraft. So we're going to give Stargazer 2 rockets. 1, 2, 3 Mark 82s. We're going to give Bat Dog 2 rockets, and 1, 2, 3, and we need a 4th Mark 82. Okay, 4 Mark 82s. That's what they're coming in with. So we've armed the aircraft. We draw our target bound event card, which is Zoo 23-2s. Conduct 2 attacks against random aircraft. D10. Cancel 1 attack with each air-to-ground counter expended. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to roll to see which aircraft they're going to attack first. One to 5 will be Stargazer, and I rolled a 3. So they're going after Stargazer, but I can cancel this attack with an air-to-ground expended. We're going to expend the 1 Mark 82, and that gets that, cancels that one, and then we're going to do another random roll to see what the second attack is. It's a 9. It goes against Bat Dog, and he's going to drop a Mark 82, and that gets us past an unexpected anti-aircraft sight. Okay, so we get past that. Next thing we do is place our aircraft in our flight path. We're coming in high right here. Okay. We determine to place bandits. There aren't any. There is no air defense destruction. And we now draw over target event card. The over target event card, oops, that's a target card. Over target event card is peace rallies. Move 1 random center area site to a random approach area. Okay, so we have to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rolled a 9, so this S60 is going to move. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I rolled a 1, so it moves to the north approach. So one of the targets, one of those sites that I need to get is in that north approach now. Okay. Place our turn marker in turn number 1. And now we begin our over target phase. We do not jettison. We do not have any fast pilots. We do not have any sites and bandits that can attack us. Okay. Slow pilots, we don't have anything to attack. So now we move. So we move and we go to turn 2. Okay, turn 2. Fast pilots, we don't have any. No sites or bandits can attack us because we're at high altitude. Slow pilots attack. I don't have anybody to attack. Aircraft move and adjust altitude. So we're now going low. And we move into the center area. And we're now at turn 3. Okay, fast pilots do not attack. Sites and bandits attack. So we'll start with this Zoo 23 right here. He's going to attack. 1 through 5 is Stargazer. And we rolled a 9. He's attacking Bat Dog. Stargazer is going to fire suppression rockets. We need a 7 to hit. With the suppression, it's +3. And his air to ground is +2. So we have a +5 to suppress this first Zoo 23. He rolls a 5. +5 is a 10. So that one got suppressed. And rockets are expended. This Zoo 23 is going to fire. I'm sorry, I took the rockets off the wrong plane. He was attacking Bat Dog. Right. So I did take it off the right one. Stargazer fired to suppression. Okay. Second one's firing. He rolls a 5. He's attacking Stargazer. So Bat Dog is also going to fire suppression rockets. Again, it's a +5 to the die roll. We rolled a 6. It gives us 11. So we suppressed both of the Zu-23s. And that's all the suppression I can do. Okay. Now we have attacks. And I should have checked on that when that S-60 in the north approach got moved. And that's what he can fire at right there. He cannot fire at the center hex. Okay. So I get a break right there until I move in there with him. These two are firing. This first one closest to Stargazer, he's firing at a 3. He's firing at Stargazer. Stargazer is going to evade. So we roll 2 dice. He takes 2 stress. And they roll 2 dice. And we rolled, oh my goodness, a 10 and a 5. So we apply the 5. The 5 is 1 more stress. So he's now gone from 2 to 3 stress. Okay. And now the other S-60 is firing. And he fires at Stargazer. And I'm not going to evade again. So here comes the roll. And it's a 2. He missed. Whew. Okay. So we survived that. And now we get to fire. Okay. Bat Dog is dropping his Mark 82 on this Zu-23. He gets a +2 to his die roll. He needs a 7 or higher to hit. Well, here we go. He rolled a 9. So that's an 11. He killed this one. I'm going to put it here because I need to keep track for his relief on how many sites he kills. Okay. We now roll right here. Stargazer's also dropping a Mark 82. Sorry. He's dropping his Mark 82 on the other Zu-23. Again, we need a 7 or higher, and it's a +2. And he rolled a 9. Right here. Should have rolled the green die, but it didn't matter. So he killed that one. So far, so good. Okay. We're not going to move. We stay there. It becomes turn 4. And now they're going to fire at us again. Okay. This one starts. He has a 2, so he's firing at Stargazer. And we're going to fire our rockets to suppress. +3 and a +2 is +5. And we rolled a 5. That's a 10. We suppressed that first attack by this S-60. And now they're going to, the other S-60, who's he firing at? Oops. Hit the container. That's a 5. He's rolling at, he's firing at Stargazer. I cannot avoid. Evade, I don't have enough stress to be able to do that and do anything. So hopefully we'll see what he rolls. Oh, it's a 9. He shot him down. Stargazer just went down. A 9. He shot him down. So I lost Stargazer in that one. Okay, Bat Dog is firing his Mark 82. He's dropping it on this S-60. And it's a 9. He got the hit. +2 makes it 11. He eliminated that S-60. Okay. And now we're coming in. It's turn 5. It's the last turn we can spend over the target. They're firing at Bat Dog, he's going to evade. So we're going to roll 2 dice with this S60. It's an 8 and a 4. We'll take the 4. So they missed. And now he drops his last mark 82. So already did that one. He drops his last mark 82. He needs a 7 or higher. He gets a +2 on his die roll. It's a 8. So that's a 10. He eliminated that S60. And then he's going to go high as he flies out. They can't fire at him. And now he goes home. So I couldn't get the last target. I got 4 of them, which will give me 1 victory point. And now we have to pull our Homebound event card. Make sure I do this in order. Yeah, Homebound event. FAC support. Remove 1 stress from every pilot. So we're going to hang on to that. That'll help him when he gets home, and depending on what happens to my SAR event here. Okay, it's a -1 waypoint, so -1 to my die roll. Add 1 to the die roll for every waypoint you expended to modify this die roll. So we had 5 on there, we've expended 3, so we get to add 3. So right now we're at a +2 during target bound or during homebound. So we were still I think it's no modifier because we weren't homebound yet, but we were already at the target. So no modifier. So right now it's a +2 on my SAR operation. So right here we subtracted, we went -1 for the waypoint of the target area. He had expended 3 of his air-to-ground munitions on this mission, so we were up to +3. So -1, that's +2, and then we had no modifier here, so we have a +2. And we rolled a 7, which gives us 9. Quick recovery, he gets 3 stress. Puts him at 6 stress. And he gets to come home. So they picked him up. And I did not completely destroy this, I only damaged it for the AA sites. Okay. So I'll go through and record the mission outcome, the victory points, adjust the recon and intel counters, nothing moves there, special option points, add my target card stress to the pilots, pilot stress recovery, move the politics counter 1 to the left, I'll get to do that, and then record my pilot experience and stress. I'm keeping this on a spreadsheet that I got from Board Game Geek, so I'm going to go to the computer, enter these things, and then I'll come back. So as a final wrap up, we damaged the AA sites. We only got 4 of them. We didn't get the 5th one. So we didn't get to destroy the target, unfortunately. We did gain 1 victory point for that. And that target is damaged. We had this FAC support. Oh, I'm sorry. We had this. Yes, we had the FAC support, so I get to remove 1 stress from every pilot. And because of his relief skill, if you destroy 3+ sites, which we did, 1, 2, 3, you get to all the other pilots. Relieve is a 1 less stress. So this drops to 5. And then when I take 1 off of each one of these, his goes to 1 and his goes to 4. And then I'll indicate that on their planes up here before the next day. So that's going to conclude day 1. It's a little bumpy. I hadn't played this in a while. It'll get smoother as I go. But this gets us started here, and then I'll start the next video starting with day 2. Okay, hey, if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm doing. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Leave me any comments if you think if you see where I might have done something wrong. Like I said, this is kind of like my first time doing this, filming it, so I'm getting used to doing that. And like I said, I hadn't played the game in probably 7 or 8 months, so I'm just getting myself back into the swing of it a little bit. So it was fun, I had a good time, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.